Her life, as it turns out, hasn't been easy. When she was 6 years old, her parents divorced. When she was 15, they remarried, only to divorce again a few months ago. Recently, her parents told her to choose: live with Mom or live with Dad. She got misty-eyed as she described their announcement. I didn't have a chance to tell her this, but if I see her again, you can bet your sweet September I am going to look her square in the eyes and say, "You'll get through this. It won't be painless, it won't be quick, but God will use this mess for good. In the meantime, don't be foolish or naive, but don't despair either. With God's help, you will get through this." Audacious of me, right? How dare I say such words? Where did I get the nerve to speak such a promise into tragedy? In a pit, actually. A deep, dark pit. So steep the boy could not climb out. Had he been able to, his brothers would have shoved him back down. They were the ones who had thrown him in. So it came to pass, when Joseph had come to his brothers, that they stripped Joseph of his tunic, the tunic of many colors that was on him. Then they took him and cast him into a pit. And the pit was empty. There was no water in it. And they sat down to eat a meal. Genesis 37:23-25. It was an abandoned cistern. Jagged rocks and roots extended from its sides. The 17-year-old boy lay at the bottom. Downy beard, spindly arms and legs, his hands were bound, ankles tied. He lay on his side, knees to chest cramped in the small space. The sand was wet with spittle where he had drooled. His eyes were wide with fear. His voice was hoarse from screaming. It wasn't that his brothers didn't hear him. 22 years later, when a famine had tamed their swagger and guilt had dampened their pride, they would confess, "We saw the anguish of his soul when he pleaded with us, and we would not hear." Genesis 42:21. These are the great-grandsons of Abraham, the sons of Jacob, couriers of God's covenant to a galaxy of people. Tribes will bear their banners. The name of Jesus Christ will appear on their family tree. They are the Scripture's equivalent of royalty. Yet on this day, they were the Bronze Age version of a dysfunctional family. They could have had their own reality TV show. In the shadow of a sycamore, in earshot of Joseph's appeals, they chewed on venison and passed the wineskin. Cruel and oafish. Hearts as hard as the Canaanite desert. Lunch mattered more than their brother. They despised the boy. They hated him and could not speak peaceably to him. They hated him even more. They hated him. His brothers envied him. Genesis 37:4, 5, 8, and 11. Here's why. Their father pampered Joseph like a prized calf. Jacob had 2 wives, Leah and Rachel, but one love, Rachel. When Rachel died, Jacob kept her memory alive by fawning over their first son. The brothers worked all day. Joseph played all day. They wore clothes from a second-hand store. Jacob gave Joseph a hand-stitched, multicolored cloak with embroidered sleeves. They slept in a bunkhouse. He had a queen-sized bed in his own room. While they ran the family herd, Joseph, Daddy's little darling, stayed home. Jacob treated the 11th born like a firstborn. The brothers spat at the sight of Joseph. To say this was a family in crisis would be like saying a grass hut might be unstable in a hurricane. The brothers caught Joseph far from home, 60 miles away from Daddy's protection, and went nuclear on him. They stripped Joseph of his tunic. They took him and cast him into a pit. Verses 23 and 24. Defiant verbs.